Hey Empirenistas, hello, how are you? So, I want to ask you real quick, is your visibility enjoyable? Well, what is that, Alicia? What does that even mean? Don't worry, I'm going to talk to you real quick about is your visibility enjoyable? So, welcome to this new episode of Empirenista TV. I am your host, Alicia Henderson, and I am the empire building business and online marketing strategist for the service-based entrepreneurial woman that wants to build an empire, be seen as the authority expert in her industry, and slay her goals. And I help you all to do this by utilizing online marketing strategies to grow your business. So today I was on, I just literally got off an interview for the Impact Driven Entrepreneurial Podcast with Mariana Ruiz, and we had a fun time. And I love getting visible, and I love getting on podcasts. I love talking on podcasts because one of the things that I like to do as far as my visibility and marketing my business is to do things where I can shine. And I know one of my strengths is talking and speaking and getting on camera. So that's something that I enjoy. So the reason why I asked you, is your visibility enjoyable? Because what are you doing right now to grow your business and market it? So before I get going further, if you are there and you're watching me, shout me out a hey girl, hey. And if you are a live viewer, use hashtag live. And if you are a replay viewer, use the hashtag replay and let me know where you are watching from. I do appreciate all of my replay viewers who are out there because you guys give me feedback all the time. You guys always come back. And so I love all my viewers and love all my Empirenistas who are watching. But as I was saying, I love speaking. And so I know that's something that I enjoy. And that's how I grow my business and market my business in front of my dream clients. I do know that a lot of my ideal clients, I know that they sometimes do things that are not enjoyable when it comes to their visibility. And you have to know that your visibility is your marketing strategy. So if you're doing things in your business that you don't enjoy and you don't like marketing, or you don't like those things that you're doing to market your business, you've got to go back to the drawing board and say, hey, what is it that I like to do to grow my business? Or what is it that I like to do that I know that I've done with marketing? So I always say there's a lot of things. There's a difference between trying and doing. So I'm trying to market my business. You know you ain't really doing that if you're trying. But if you're doing it, I'm doing these things to market my business, then you're consistent and you're showing up daily and you are growing your business because you're most likely seeing results. So are those things that you love to do to grow your business? Now, in the podcast, I shared that back when I was growing my business, I've been an entrepreneur since 2009, and I started my business because my husband was active duty in the Marine Corps, and we bought a house, and I wanted to stay at home with my daughter, and I wanted a business that if we were to get stationed anywhere around the world, that I could pick up and do anywhere. So I started a medical billing company, and I realized that I had to, if I was going to have this business and it was going to be successful, that I couldn't just do typical old school strategies to grow my business. Now, this is back in 2009. So yes, I have some skin in the game and I've been growing successful businesses and I've been a successful CEO since then. And I realized that I couldn't do things that were suggested to me, like get business cards and have a website. Yes, you do need those things, but those things don't help you to get visible. So before we had Facebook ads and before we had Instagram and IG stories, I decided that I was going to get visible by showing up on platforms that my ideal clients were hanging out on, and I was going to get do in network marketing, and that's what I did, or in networking. That's what I meant to say. So I joined a few organizations that were here local to me in Southern California, and then I also decided that I needed to know where my ideal clients hung out online. So I realized that it was on LinkedIn at the time where those were my ideal clients were. And also for those of you who want high-end clients, you definitely want to make sure that you are connecting with people on LinkedIn. That's a platform where you will find more high-end clients and you don't have to do a lot of group hopping versus here on Facebook. That's just a side note. But if you, I had to make sure that I was getting visible and I had to be seen. So I did a lot of spending time on LinkedIn and I was connecting with people on LinkedIn. I was getting visible on LinkedIn. I was sharing what I was doing, and I was sharing value and what my ideal clients wanted to know, to where they would start asking me questions when I would start responding to their stuff, and I would create content based upon what questions they were asking off of LinkedIn. And so because I was creating that content, I was showing up as an expert consistently, I started to see results from showing up on LinkedIn. I started booking clients all over the United States as my clients because I had a service-based medical billing company. And that's how you do this. You show up in that way. So I knew that it was enjoyable for me to show up on LinkedIn. It was enjoyable for me to share content in that way, and that's what I did. And then I soon had other medical billers and other women asking me how I was growing my business off of this platform. So because I was able to do that, that's how I became a business strategist, and that's how I was making sure that I was growing my business. And then I sold that business in June of 2016, and now I've been helping women to grow their businesses too. So I've had women be able to replace their 9-to-5, their incomes, and be able to host and hire their own staffs and their own teams based upon what I was doing. So you know that when you try to be quiet, it actually makes more noise. So just so you know that. So that's what I was able to do. But I enjoyed doing those things. I enjoy showing up in those ways. So when you show up and it's enjoyable, that's how you get clients. And that's how you're able to build your momentum and build the visibility to where it becomes second nature. And I was able to build this business because I showed up online, I show up on video, and I show up with Facebook Live. And I also know that by doing that, people are able to like, know, and trust me a lot quicker than they are by reading a blog or something else. When I show up on podcasts, when I'm doing things that are where I shine, that's how people recognize me and they get to know me, and I'm tagged, I'm taggable, I'm referred. And this is how it works for you too. You're able to grow your business when you are showing up in the way that is enjoyable to you. If it's enjoyable to you to create content and write blogs every day and share that with your ideal audience, then that's what you do. If it's enjoyable for you to get up on camera and create YouTube videos and Facebook Lives, that's what you do. If it's enjoyable for you to speak, then you do webinars, you get up in front of audiences in your local community, or you're on a big stage or a platform, whatever the case is, that's what you do. If you like talking and you can talk all day, podcasts are the way to go. But it has to be enjoyable. You want to make sure you're doing things that light you up so you can serve your ideal clients and get in front of them and attract them. If it's not enjoyable, if you're doing things that you dread doing, if it's like dreadful for you to write a blog, then don't do it. Maybe vlog, maybe write a little bit of caption and have a video. It has to be enjoyable. Your visibility is your marketing piece. Like I said, when I started my business, I thought it was, let me have some business cards and a website. That didn't get it for me. That was not going to bring the ideal clients in front of me. So I had to figure it out real quick, because I had to spend a lot of money sending out postcards to doctors' offices and handwriting envelopes, and that was archaic. That does not work anymore. People are online, and this is back in 2009, and we really didn't have the opt-ins and the Facebook ads and all that stuff. So you really had to be resourceful and figure it out quickly. And so because I was able to do that, I was able to grow my business. And I moved out of my home office. I had an office suite and I had employees, and I was able to sell that. So that's how you can too. Whatever desires that you have in your business to grow it, you have to make sure, one, you know your ideal clients, you're showing up in front of them, and how are you going to market your business in a way that's enjoyable for you and for you to be seen as the online expert in your industry. So how you can be seen as an online expert in your industry is to make sure your marketing strategy consists of things that you love doing on a daily basis that your ideal clients are going to see and it's in front of them, so that way you can attract dream clients to you consistently. So that is how you know that your marketing and your visibility is enjoyable. So guys, that's all I have for today's Facebook Live episode of Empire Nisa TV. And for those of you that want to get to know me on a more personal level and you like what you heard today on this Facebook Live episode, join me in my Facebook community. It's free, and it's called the Empirenista Business Incubator. Also, for those of you who would like to get to know me and you're interested in maybe possibly us working together, you can also send me a private message and we can get you on a fitting call to make sure that we're a perfect fit to work together. So that's it, guys, for today's episode of Empirenista TV. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. And before we go, I want to make sure that you know that I'm always here to chat, whether it's about business or life, motherhood, being a spouse. So you can feel free to let me know what you'd love for me to talk about on these Empirenista TV episodes by also sending me a PM. So that's it, guys. Have an awesome empire building productive day, and I'll see you on the next episode.